Having dealt with that, we'll now go to the sources of law. We have talked about this in the classification of laws, whereby written and unwritten. So now we'll go to the sources of law. They are written, unwritten, principal, and subsidiary. Hot on the heels of that is the Constitution, because it is the guiding law in this in our country, and it's a written law. The Constitution we talk about is the 2010 Constitution. It's a public document. It is available for purchase at the Kenya Gazette. It's available in Kenya Law Reports. It is accessible. You can read it for yourself. You can seek those who have interpreted the various articles that form the Constitution. The Constitution regulates the relations between the state and its citizens, as well as the relations between the organs of the state. There are three arms of the government, and this Constitution controls the relationship between them all. The court system, parliament, and the executive. The Constitution is also a body by which a society has resolved to govern itself or to regulate its affairs. It contains the agreed contents at the political system. It sets out the basic structure of the government. If you read our Constitution of Kenya, we the people of Kenya, we passed it. It was brought to the public for debate, and it was unanimously passed and agreed to replace the old Constitution. So it belongs, essentially, the power belongs to the people. By affirming and passing it through that consensus, essentially, it means there's nothing more sovereign than that. It supersedes all other laws in the country. And Article 2.4 of the Constitution provides, if any other law is inconsistent with the Constitution shall prevail, and the other law shall be, to the extent of the inconsistency, be void. It's the supreme law of the land. Any law that governs us has to be in line and in tandem, not only with the Constitution, but the spirit of that Constitution. So which issues are addressed in the Constitution of Kenya? The people of Kenya are sovereign. All powers are derived from the people. The supremacy of the Constitution, the Republic, that Kenya is an independent state with an organized government. It also contains the Bill of Rights, the fundamental rights and freedoms of each and every individual. It contains citizenship, how one can acquire or lose his citizenship. We talk a lot about Chapter 6 of the Constitution, leadership and integrity, whereby the people we vote for, the people in public offices, all are expected to have gone through Chapter 6 of the Constitution, to live according to Chapter 6, and Chapter 6 encompasses morality and law, whereby you're expected not only to be a law-abiding citizen, but you're also expected to be a morally upright citizen. That is Chapter 6. It also deals with the representation of the people, the various people elected to represent the people of Kenya. We have the elections, and all the people that we elect to power, they're supposed to represent us. That is why the Constitution is there. We also have the separation of the powers, how the three organs of the state operate: the legislature, executive, and the judiciary. All are meant to be independent so that they can function in ways that bring about the best for the society, for the country. The Constitution also of 2010 brought about devolved governments, such that there's a central government and there are various county governments. We have governors and the deputies. We never used to have them previously, set out in this current constitution. It also talks about matters of public finance, how revenue is distributed all the way from the national treasury to the county treasuries, what we hear when the president has assented to the release of the funds. It's set out in the constitution. It also provides for how this constitution can be amended. You can go through it and see what that means. When we talk about the supremacy of the constitution, what do we mean? It means that all other sources of law derive their validity from the constitution, and they are required to be consistent with the provisions of that constitution. If anything is inconsistent with it, it's null and void to the extent of its inconsistency. It also means it's not the validity or legality of this constitution is not subject to challenge. And it's supreme since it outlines the governing structure of a country. It defines all the various arms of the government. Mostly, it provides the procedure to amend itself within itself. That Constitution of Kenya is supreme. It talks about what is needed, how it's needed, and what needs to be done so that we're able to protect its integrity. Is that preamble, we the people of Kenya, gives it credence above all else.